I wanted to ask you, normally my focus is going to be all on Georgia, and for the rest of it, it will be. But I wanted to go back to the Georgia State side of things just because it's a little bit different. Obviously, there's a familiarity with Dell McGee and Monterey Santa Moore, and I'm sure that Georgia, really trusts the evaluations and the work that they do. Did you ever have any conversations with Dell McGee or with Coach Santa Moore that helped you in any way? I know it's a weird thing to say because you ended up
Yeah.
flipping from Georgia State to Georgia, but that helped you say, you know what, Georgia maybe is the better spot for me?
I did, and I just think that in general that was the one of the huge, like one of the most important parts about me committing there. Just the staff and how honest they were, how blunt. I'm a blunt, honest person. I like taking it straight to me. So, the staff, they told me we're gonna be my bad. They told me we're gonna be honest with you. If there's anything that if you have a better opportunity, we're not gonna be the type of people to be like, hey, no, don't take that. No, we're gonna tell you to take that. So, they're just like, if anything is wrong, if anything ever happens, just come up and hit me up and we'll talk about it. And that's what we did. I talked about the UGA offer, I talked about the Ole Miss offer. Coach McGee, Coach Manray, they're both with me hand by hand, just guiding me through the process. So, when UGA came knocking at the door, Coach McGee said, hey man, take that offer. You know what I'm saying? Like Georgia, he's trying to build something like UGA, but UGA, they have all of the aspects of it. They have the money, they have the facilities, they have the fan base. You know what I'm saying? So talking to Coach McGee about it, that was pretty huge.
Dennis, congratulations. I don't know if I'm allowed to be on here. I thought this might be a Peachtree Ridge only call. So, Ben, are you going to let me ask any
Yeah,
questions?
you can have a few.
Dennis, congrats. I did want to ask you, what was it like when you got that Georgia offer? Because, like you just said, I mean, we're talking about April when you're first getting offers. What did that mean to you when Georgia extended that offer?
It was when Georgia or Georgia State offered.
When Georgia came in and actually offered you?
I mean, it was like super late in the process, and that's the thing. Like a lot of my offers, when I was talking to some of my friends, they're just like, "Hey, man, senior year is kind of when you're supposed to be like, all right, bet, I know where I'm going to go. The summer of that, of junior going to senior, you're supposed to know where you're going to. So when Georgia offered me, about like I'm gonna say maybe a month ago, yeah, after the Tennessee game, I was just like, dang, is this something that they just offered me, just because of who I am, and then like it's not a committable offer, but talking to the staff, talking to Coach Smart, talking to my parents and my family, it was just like I was like, okay, like that's super huge, what I'm saying? Like again, I just got my first offer in April, moved to a different school, playing in a different bracket. You know what I'm saying? That's something that's very huge, So I just think that the fact that, a lot of coaches were saying that I was just getting better as as the week went on, like as the weeks went on, like I was not the same person week one as I was week eight. You know what I'm saying? So just that helping me that, and then my footwork. Every coach that I talk to just says my footwork is just immaculate. Coming back from the basketball days, that's something that's pretty huge. So when Georgia offered me, it was just like wow, like it's Georgia, like it doesn't. I mean, Georgia, it doesn't really hit the same as any other school. It's simply just because of how much fame and how big Georgia is. So, I was just kind of telling my friends because sometimes I'll be on the phone calls with different coaches. After practice, I'm dropping my friends off, and they're just like, bro, like it doesn't. Like you don't get starstruck. Talking to all these different coaches and stuff. I'm like, nah, it doesn't, because I'm just kind of used to it. But when Georgia offered, that's kind of when I was like, wow, like this is something crazy.